and welcome to Team Liquid's strategy guide series for Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible. My name's Aya, and today I'm going to break down the mechanics and strategy for Mythic Assault of the Zaqali. As always, we'll assume that you're already familiar with the mechanics present in Heroic and speak only to Mythic changes regarding boss and ability behavior, as well as their strategic solutions. Firstly, this fight is extremely similar to Heroic with Mythic mechanics that are easy and non-invasive. In Phase 1, the boss's Phoenix Ignara will periodically unleash a gust of wind, attempting to push players off the battlement. This effect is easy to negate with natural movement speed, but a Windrush Totem or Stampeding Roar couldn't hurt. The bird also periodically places feathers at a couple players' locations, which after 10 seconds, become Phoenix adds that fixate players and deal periodic area damage within 12 yards. These adds do very little damage and have very little HP and should be kited into cleave range where they will die very quickly. Whenever they do die, they will respawn 10 seconds later but will simply die again to cleave and be of little consequence overall. And that's it for the mythic changes and additions to this fight. The free time you have before the boss jumps away is where you'll want to lust. There are some convenient Warlock gates you can place that are quite convenient for when the boss first leaps away and you split into two sides. Simply place the gateway from the bottom of the U-shaped created by the platforms onto one of the outcroppings where the adds climb up. Be sure to use all the rocks generated by Heavy Cudgel to remove adds from the fight. Also make sure to stand still if you're targeted with Volcanic Shield to allow other players to avoid the beam easily. The easiest way to wipe this boss is to have a rogue wall climber sneak by the group and beat on the Elder's door, triggering barrier backfire and wiping you. This actually happened to us on our first pull of the boss during the Race to World First. To prevent these kinds of wipes, it would be best to have a player designated as a lookout on each side to make sure that this doesn't happen. Moving on to Phase 2, we transition and the boss heals a bit, but behaves exactly the same as in Heroic. So spread out for the Flaming Cudgel and soak Catastrophic Slam. Assign 10 players per soak to avoid players taking 2 stacks of the debuff. Immunities do work to avoid the damage from Catastrophic Slam in the case that you have players die, but be aware that they don't prevent applications of the debuff. Tanks can also look to soak twice in a row with cooldowns if necessary, as it shouldn't be an overwhelming amount of physical damage. Flaming Cudgel is also a good use of raid-wide DR, and if you're a player soaking Catastrophic Slam, it's worth considering using a defensive cooldown. All in all, this encounter is the easiest in the instance, and if you show the mechanics a bit of respect, you won't have any trouble downing Assault of Zaqali. With that, we very much hope you found this guide useful. Please feel free to leave feedback or commentary below, and make sure to keep your eye on this channel as more guides will be coming out soon. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next one.